Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. What began as a local case over a ritual has snowballed into a national flashpoint, the Deepam row from Madurai. It has no communities at loggerheads, but the state fighting against a devotee wanting to light a simple lamp at a spot he feels is sacred. The spectacular show that Tamil Nadu government has made of this case, whether for their political principles or vote bank as some allege, is now quickly becoming a test case of judicial independence in India. And also, just how much can secularism be twisted? As part of Madras High Court hearing today, the DMK government has questioned the historical basis of the very Deepathoon which is at the heart of this case. They have argued that if Hindus want to alter the place of lighting of the lamp, they must first prove that the spot is a lighting post. Never mind that literally nobody else has any objections or can have any objections, and never mind that their own historical record suggests that the lamp had a history of lighting that post in question. The hearing has now been adjourned to Monday, but the question remains, is this an attempt at rewriting history by the Stalin government? That question and more we'll take to our guests in just a bit. But first up, let's recount the arguments as they played out in Madras High Court earlier today. Advocate General P.S. Raman, appearing for the DMK government, argued in court that Deepam was lit atop the Uchi Pillarayar temple in the Thiruparankunduram hills this year as it has been done over the last 100 years. One individual filed a writ petition insisting on lighting the Deepam in a different place identified by him. He called it a private interest writ petition and not a public interest registration petition. The AG argued that the dispute has given rise to a fundamental question as to whether the Deepathoon exists at all, and added that the petitioner must first establish the existence of this Deepathoon and that lighting the Deepam on it is a customary practice at all. Further adding that when the temple priest and temple management had clearly said that the Deepam should be lit only at the Uchi Pillarayar temple, the court cannot take a contrary view. In response to some of these arguments, Justice Jayachandran asked what is wrong in changing the place of lighting the Deepam on the hill if it can provide better visibility for people on ground. To this, the AG had replied that this cannot be a parameter to change a customary practice that's been in place for decades altogether. This is the Stalin government's view in court very clearly. But is the government trying to rewrite the Deepathoon history? Because we found this book titled Thiruparankunduram, written by sculpture research exponent L.J. Bose, published by the Tamil Nadu Archaeology Department in 1981 by them themselves. It says that the Deepathoon, which is a pillar bearing the Deepam, is mentioned in this book. The book talks about a Deepathoon en route to the hilltop, built during the era of the Nayakars, declared on the Thoon itself as belonging to the Nayakar era. On the Thoon, there is a sculpture depicting Hanuman with one of his arms raised and his face facing leftwards. The sculpture has writing saying that lamps can be lit on the Thoon. This is what the book says, adding that it is a customary practice for bhakts to light lamps on the Thoon during the Kartika. So what is the basis of challenging this historicity now? While the impeachment motion that the opposition moved, they had accused Justice Swaminathan, who had given this order in the first place, of undue favoritism to one senior advocate, Ranganathan, while deciding cases. Now, that lawyer has hit out. He has put out a statement today refuting this claim, saying that what is really at play is the ire of a select few who feel undone by judgments. The opposition claimed that the cases were being decided by Justice Swaminathan on a basis of a particular political ideology. Advocate Ranganathan replied to this charge, saying that Justice Swaminathan is just a convenient soft target. Remember, the plea also says or alleges that advocates of a particular community are being favoured by Justice Swaminathan. To this, Advocate Ranganathan, who's been named in this, says the particular community tag is being weaponized to attack judicial independence in this country. In fact, support is growing for Justice Swaminathan from within his own community following that impeachment motion that was moved by the opposition MPs. In a statement of solidarity, 56 ex-judges have penned down a letter voicing their support and opposition to this motion. Former judges called the motion a brazen attempt to browbeat judges who do not fall in line with the ideological and political expectations of a particular section of society. And added that if such an attempt is permitted to proceed, it would cut at the very roots of our democracy and the independence of judiciary. It further reads that even if the reasons mentioned by the signatory MPs are to be taken at face value, they are wholly inadequate to justify resorting to such a rare, exceptional and serious constitutional measure as impeachment. The former judges recall that even during the dark period of emergency, then government adopted various mechanisms, including supersessions, to penalize judges who refused to toe the line. It mentions that the judiciary has stood the test of time and withstood all political pressures. Furthermore, it adds that the present move is not an isolated aberration, but it fits into a clear and deeply troubling pattern in our recent constitutional history, seeking to discredit and intimidate the higher judiciary. They call this an attempt to weaponize impeachment and public calumny as instruments of pressure. The big question we ask today is simply this: is there a bid now to rewrite history as far as the Deepathoon row is concerned? That's coming up with our guests.
One state in India has become a symbol of anti-Sanatan Dharma.
Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of Tamil Nadu BJP, Salem Dharanidharan, spokesperson of the DMK, will be joining us very shortly. C. Rajashekaran is lawyer and president, Voice of Tamil Nadu, and Harsh Daya is lawyer and political analyst based in Delhi. I want to go across to C. Rajashekaran first up. Is this an attempt to browbeat the judiciary and also alter the history, or what was the believed reality? So far, the Tamil Nadu government hadn't really questioned the fact that there was an ancient Deepathoon. They had only maintained the fact that there is no need to light a different lamp when the tradition has been lighting the lamp close to the temple. Today, they are just saying that you have to prove that this pillar is even a Deepathoon at all.
Shivani, good evening.
Good evening.
See, let us understand this issue without any bias or without any agenda, neither any affinity towards any religious sentiments and emotions involved. Let us keep aside all our political motives and agendas, and just we have to see this case on merits.
Okay.
See, there is an 100-year practice where there was no issue at all. 75 years before there was a case, and it is a settled law. After that, during late Madam Jayalalitha's regime, there was a writ petition filed, and it was decided, on 2017 that the temple administration and the local authorities will take a decision on where to light the Deepam. So that being the case, there is another division bench order. See, I have nothing personal against the Honorable Judge, Mr. G.R. Swaminathan. With great respect to his wisdom, I would say I really appreciate his ideological commitment and dedication towards the ideology he leans to. Fine.
Okay.
As an advocate, he has all the right, all the moral right and legitimate right to preach, practice, and even follow that ideology openly and brazen it out. But when you take an oath and when you become a judge of a honorable High Court, I opine that the judge should have recused himself, or he shouldn't have made any remarks where there are a lot of apprehensions and suspicions arose subsequent to the order. So
No, but
he
in
could
this
have,
order, what is the remark? There are no objectional remarks
see,
as far as this order is concerned.
see, there in his order, he has categorically quoted that he had visited, and there is a, see, according to the Archaeological Survey of India, the RTI has given a reply that it is just a survey stone, a stone to measure the area, the surroundings. It doesn't have any significance of being a Deepathoon. There is no Deepathoon which you claim or whoever claims. There is no
No.
evidence for that.
Okay.
Point.
No,
Let me.
one
That
second,
is
one
the case.
second, one second.
Let
This evidence
me
is,
finish.
sir, one second. This evidence is challenged by others. I know that there is this argument that it was just
See,
an
actually,
observation
see, it is
post
a
and it had
private.
no historical or religious relevance. But it is challenged by others who also say that in this book written by L.J. Bose, published by Tamil Nadu Archaeology Department itself in 1981, there is a mention of this Deepathoon. There is a mention of the fact that there are inscriptions on this pillar which in a way projected as a lighting place, a lamp lighting place. Now, my question is slightly different.
Shivani,
Mr.
Shivani, you are
Rajashekharan.
referring. No. Shivani, you are referring to one book.
Okay.
There are multiple people, multiple archaeological scientists or whatever you claim. There are multiple other books also which says it
That's
is not
fine,
a
sir.
Deepathoon.
I understand that.
So,
But so
let
far,
us not go into the merits of something which
no, but
doesn't
the
have
government
a
is.
sanctity of law.
But the
No,
government
let
is
us be
going
fair.
into the merit, whether it's a
No,
Deepathoon or not. That's
no,
why
no.
I'm discussing
No.
this.
No, I'll tell you. I'm not defending the government. I'm
I
only
understand,
going by
sir,
the
but
order
we are
of.
discussing
No,
what
no.
the government has said
No.
in court today.
Say,
The
I'm
government
going by
has
the merits of
challenged.
the. No. Let me finish. I'm going by the merits of the contempt order, which Honorable Judge Justice G.R. Swaminathan has issued, where he is making a comment which is unsolicited and unrequired, and
Sir,
it is
let's
not at all.
discuss the matter at hand. That
No.
contempt
I'm
is
not
only
here.
part of the
No.
story. The real
No, I'll tell
story
you.
here and what we are discussing today is what
No,
the
please.
government's contention in court has been, that there is no historicity attached to the pillar at which this petitioner wants to go and light a lamp. They have even said that this petitioner has no right to do so and no order
Yes,
seeking.
absolutely.
One second. Sir, one
Absolutely.
second.
I would say an individual, if
Huh.
tomorrow as an individual, I say, Tiruvannamalai Deepam, I want to put the lamp in a different place because it was there for 100, 200 years. And I cannot go and file a petition because I belong to one, I say my conviction of my belief is that.
I
And
understand that, sir.
feel-
Let each matter, whether in your
the government-
case it is
the
right or
government
wrong.
has better things to do.
Okay.
No,
Sir,
government
you
has
have to
better
stop
things to
now,
do.
please. Please,
No,
you've made your point.
Shivani, you should allow me to finish.
Sir,
I
I've
want to
given you
read the
3 to
judgment.
4 minutes. I do not have the luxury of that much
Give
time.
me one more minute. Give me 30 seconds. See, the judge who is dragging another religion unwarrantedly by saying, I am not here to throw up my hands and helplessly cry, oh, Father, forgive them, or they do not know what they are doing. I direct the Chief Secretary and the DGP, ADGP. See, this is an unwarranted comment.
Okay,
He
we'll
has
park
written in
the
order.
unwarranted comments separately, sir. Please don't mix issues. I am discussing very clearly the fact that
He is
there is an
dragging
order.
Christianity.
Sir, I'll have to,
There is
I
a
cannot
design.
conduct it
There
like
is a
this.
design.
Okay. I just want to go across to Narayan Tirupati, who is also joining us, and Salam Dharadharan is also with us. Narayan Tirupati, what do you make of these arguments that have been made by the government today, saying that, first you prove that this ancient Deepathoon that has been mentioned in the petitioner's case is ancient and is Deepathoon at all. They have challenged the entire historicity. They have said very clearly, you first have to prove us this was even a lighting lamp.
See, all these issues have been discussed in the court of law. The judge has cleared it. The issue is not that, whether it is a Deepathoon or it is a survey stone and all those things. The issue is only one thing. The court has said you have to obey. It's very, very simple. I never thought Rajashekharan has become a judge. Today he has become a judge and he has made the Honorable Justice G.R. Swaminathan as an advocate. So this is the issue. So these people have an ideology. And they think that they can abuse anyone, they can comment on anyone at any point of time. See, this is the problem. And Mr. G.R. Swaminathan is not having any ideology. It is Rajashekaran and the Dravida model, which has got an ideology to abuse anyone, to comment anyone, to criticize anyone who are not coming into their ideology. They feel that Justice V.R. Swaminathan is doing the right thing for the general public because he has cleared more than 80,000 cases in 7-8 years, and they don't want anything good to happen for the state of Tamil Nadu. Here, what the problem is what? The problem is that nobody is there to oppose. What is actually the lighting of Deepam? The lighting of Deepam is very, very simple. Even in Tiruvannamalai, it is very, very famous. It is also being conducted for a long time. Why they are lighting the Deepam is that the entire village, the entire city or town should see in the top of the hill. Whether what now, this is the practice, this is the culture, and this is the tradition, this is the concept. Whether that is being done at the Thiruparamkundram or not, no, it is not being done because it is done at Uchipallayar temple. Nobody can see from outside. Now, this is why that stone was laid there, and that is called as Deepathoon. So there is no need to prove because that place is 100% right from 1920s judgment. It is proved that it is the land belonging to the temple.
Exactly. So that brings me to the central issue.
No, Shivani, the matter is very, very simple. The judge has not directed any petitioner to light the lamp there. The judge just ordered the temple management to light it there. Very, very simple. They have not done it. That is why he asked the petitioner to go along with the CASF because police were not prepared. Did anybody object? No. Is there any problem? No. Then why these people are raising the communal issue? Because the model is communal.
No, that brings me to the central issue, Salim Dharanidharan, is that, that land is not under dispute. It is clearly temple land. I don't think now there is any dispute. Let's say, I take your argument that there is an attempt by a petitioner to change the custom for the last 100 years. There is a belief, and clearly this belief is on ground, that many believe that there was an ancient pillar on which the lighting used to happen. It didn't happen for 100 years. We want to restart that custom. I want to understand, why are you the aggrieved party here when there is nobody else objecting?
The issue here, when Hindus and Muslims have been cohabiting there and living in harmony for the last 200 years, it is actually one of the examples for the globe, for the whole world of religious harmony where Hindus and Hindus and Muslims cohabit. In fact, if you go to the foothills of the temple, both are Muslim shops and Hindu shop. And when the Deepathoon is lighted, the Muslims are also present there, and the Dargah, the Hindus also go. It's an example, global example of religious harmony. But my question is, who is the petitioner to go and petition on behalf of Hindus? Has the Hindus given them an authority? Who is the RSS to go and speak of Hindus? Who is the BJP to go and speak of Hindus? That is the question here. For example, in Tamil Nadu, there is a custom. In Hinduism, each temple is different. Each temple has different culture and practicing norms. So in Tamil Nadu, in certain temples, it is customary to sacrifice goat. Let's say one petitioner saying, I am representing Hindus, goes to the court and says, and bans all the sacrifice of goat. Can it be accepted? Because it's against the culture, it's against the practice of
that here the petitioner is not asking you to stop any other practice, sir. Look at the fundamental argument. Here the petitioner's argument is
I think I have not understood the issue well.
One second, sir. No other practice is being stopped. No other community rights are being usurped. You are saying that Hindus and Muslims live harmoniously together. So what I am not understanding is that if this lamp was to be lit 50 meters away from the Dargah, it doesn't harm the Muslim community. Why are you making this about the Muslim community at all?
I'm not making it at all. I'm not making it. BJP wanted to make it and create a communal disharmony there.
But you've ended up making it.
You're not letting me speak. See, only if you let me speak, you can understand the issue. The issue is Deepam has been lit in Uchipallayar temple for more than 200 years, even before the advent of Justice Party. Why is that? Now we want to change it. What reason? Why? Who is that petitioner? What does he have to do with the temple? Right? Who is he to represent?
But this isn't the first time this petition has come in front of court.
Wait, I'll have to make it very clear. The devotee should decide, the priest should decide, the temple authority should decide. They all wanted to be lit in Uchipallayar temple. Then who is the petitioner?
The petitioner is the devotee.
The petitioner is the devotee in this case. He has the
He
right to
claims
go to
himself. He doesn't
court.
represent the devotee. Anyone can claim himself a devotee.
Yes,
That's the whole
anyone
problem.
can. That is
Yes,
how.
anyone
Are you going
I
to
think the
test
law
people
prescribes
now?
you should read the
Majority
law.
rule.
Are you
Okay,
going to
that's why I asked
test
you a question.
people whether they are a
Shivani,
true devotee or
then
not?
Shivani, then you answer me this question. Simple
Huh.
question. There is goat sacrifice in temples in Tamil Nadu. If
Okay.
someone goes and files a petition, then it should be banned. I'm
Sir,
saying
answered that question.
the
No.
court will
it
decide.
has nothing to
The
do with the
court
temple.
will decide.
The petitioner
First
has
of-
nothing to do with the temple.
First of all, Salim, I don't think it's a correct analogy because
The
here
petitioner
no
has
other
nothing to do.
practice is being asked to be stopped. The fundamental issue is that here he is not saying stop this or stop that. He is not interfering in anyone else's practice or rights. He is only saying my belief is that this ancient lighting pillar should have a lamp. I want to do so. The fundamental question here is it affects nobody else. The Tamil Nadu government only is standing in way of this. And today, I want to ask you a question about this. Today, you are saying, prove to us that there was even a lighting lamp or a post. Prove to us that it existed. Prove to us why you want to light it there. What was the practice? But this was not your argument earlier. This was not the argument in 2017, not in 2015. It was not the argument 75 years ago. So it seems like you've cooked up this argument to delay somebody's right.
No. You're not letting me speak. I think you speak more than I speak.
Go
But
ahead. I'll give you full
90
1.5 minutes. I'll count it on my phone. Go ahead.
96, 2014, 2017 verdicts have clearly said temple authorities will decide where it should be lit. Even in 1920s, it was only about the temple belongs to Hindus except for the 0.33 acres that belongs to the Dargah. But the point is not that. The point is where should the Deepam be lit? When the Hindus were going there have no problem. When Muslims have no problem. The priests have no problem. Adopted have no problem. Then what is the problem? Is the problem here? Because you want to say that no, it should be only it should be celebrated at the rooftop. And again, G.S. Swaminathan's verdict itself, para 7 and para 40 contradict. Para 7 says in 2005 they have no objection, and it says in para 40 it says that this will result in communal disharmony. They have disagreed. It is there. You can see the judgment. Para 7, para 40. The verdict of G.S. Swaminathan is contradicting. In one place he's saying they have no objection. Other place he's saying they have objected. That is very clear.
Okay.
Even AIADMK, BJP's alliance partners, point clear, have told the customary practice should continue. DMK plus ADMK vote share is 90%, which is parties representing 90% of the people are saying no because 90% of Tamil Nadu population does not want no. We are merely representative of people of Tamil Nadu, right? As a politician, as an elected government, who do we represent? Who do the MLAs represent? Right? They represent
So,
the people.
are you suggesting that if somebody hasn't voted for you, they don't have legal rights in the state of Tamil Nadu?
You are making completely and wrong argument. I am saying
You are
the
making that
majority view
argument.
of the people. Majority view of people of Tamil Nadu is that the customary practice should continue.
Huh.
That is all I am saying.
But in
No, I
this,
didn't say anything else.
Salim,
judgment
you
will
have
be
made
that
this
customary
argument
practice
in
is
the past as
lighting
well.
the lamp.
Salim, let me come in here. Narayan sir, just 1 second. You've made this argument in the past here that majority people have voted for us, so we should get to decide whether this is okay or not okay. First of all, that's not how judicial courts function. It doesn't function on the basis of how many people have voted for the current government. Now, tomorrow, if this argument was to be extended to other states of this country, was to be extended at the national level, would it be okay? Legal disputes cannot be solved like this. That majority voted for us, majority feels like this. It is every single citizen's right that has to be protected. But you didn't answer my central question.
No, I'm asking. I'm telling you.
Sir, you didn't answer my central question. The land is not in
Shivani.
dispute.
That is why I'm saying there is
no
dispute.
other
BJP is creating the
party.
dispute. The media is creating the dispute. That's what I'm
But
saying.
you are preempting that a
Shivani.
dispute would have been created. But on what ground? Should Muslims who have a dargah there have a problem if the Deepathoon is lit 50 meters away from the dargah? Is this fair? Should they have a problem?
Who is the others to decide? It is the devotees and the temple authorities will decide representing the devotees. The temple authorities have chosen has been a customary practice.
Temple
I will
authority,
tell you-
sir, is a government
Who is
department.
You are not letting me speak. If you speak, then I will not speak. I am saying basic civics in democracy.
Who is temple
the
authority?
people elect their representatives. The representatives in turn select the chief minister. So the voice of the chief minister, the voice of the MLAs are nothing but voice of the people. As simple as that.
Then why
The
have
voice
courts at
of
all?
the
Let the
people.
MLAs and the
Okay,
CM decide.
Yes,
BJP is
I think Harsh
alliance
also
partner,
wants to
ADMK.
come in.
So,
Okay.
ADMK.
so Salem,
Okay, yes,
Salem
Narayan
Dharani
Tirupati, then Harsh. Narayan Tirupati.
I think the Salem Dharanidharan and the DMK wants to close all the courts in Tamil Nadu, and they will also claim that the chief minister is the judge, and their ministers are magistrates. That is what they are trying to do. That is why
in a judgment, Justice Anand Venkatesh very clearly said that they have been influencing the courts and they have changed the judicial trial to some other courts to get those ministers, from escaping from conviction, to get them acquitted. So this DMK people don't have any moral right to talk about judiciary. My thing is only one thing. What is your duty is to obey the court's order. If you are not in a position, you have to go to the higher court on an appeal. Even in the appeal, your application got dismissed. So it is your duty bound. You are as a chief minister, as a constitutional authority who has taken oath in the name of constitution, you are duty bound to obey the law, to obey the court.
Can I just mention in this case?
How can you say?
In this case, the temple authority is not an independent temple authority. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
It's a government department.
No,
Don't say temple authority. The temple authority is government department. That is the view of the government. It's not the view of an independent temple authority. Yes.
What do you
Salem, I'll
mean?
give you 30 seconds, then Harsh.
HRMC was introduced during the time of British era itself to manage the temple. Who does the temple belong to? That's the problem. It's an independent organization. Okay, I have a question. The first impeachment proceeding in independent India was started by BJP against Supreme Court Justice 91 and again 2013, 2014, 2007. So what happened to respect to judiciary then? Why did the BJP
But what was the basis of that impeachment motion? It was corruption.
That people will decide. The basis will be decided in the parliament by the people.
Okay. No, I am not getting into
that.
that. Sir, one second. I am not discussing your right to go for impeachment motion and
discussing
the
that.
merit of
What
the
is the
impeachment.
problem here? I don't understand the problem.
I'm asking you the problem. No,
Can a
the
judge be
problem
partisan?
is that you have decided
No, the
that this
problem is-
petitioner is not a devotee. You said, who is he to ask for this, right? You've decided he is not a
The question
devotee.
is not that.
You have
The question
decided
is-
that 90% of Hindus don't want it. How
you
you have
should do the
decided?
job of anchor and not BJP.
But sir, I
spokesperson.
gave you time.
Let me speak. You can ask me questions, but not give rebuttals like a
You
BJP
said you are not
spokesperson.
understanding the problem. I am espousing the problem
I
to
am
you.
saying the problem is very simple. It is a job of the legislature to check the judiciary. It's a job of the judiciary to check the legislature and the executive. Here, the justice is acted in a partisan manner as an ideological bias.
Okay.
Can anyone with ideological bias and who acts in a partisan manner discriminate based on caste, creed, and culture? Can he be a judge? Can he judge? Can he give a justice without any partiality, impartiality?
The merit of that
is the question
impeachment
here.
motion will be decided. Today I am discussing what the stand of the government is. Now today challenging in court, one, what is the need to change the customary practice after 100 years? Can that be a legal basis? For whatever reason, let's say, for 100 years a practice has stopped. Do you feel that anybody, whether it's a religious issue or otherwise, that nobody can then go to court or to their government to say, no, let's restart this practice? The fact that it hasn't happened for 100 years is not an argument to never restart it, first of all, fundamentally. Secondly, you've questioned the basis of, what's the historicity of this Deepathoon. Is this the bid to rewrite history? Because it wasn't a contested fact so far. Harsh.
Shivani, let me put this straight first, that this is not 100 or 200 years old practice. This is 2000 years old practice, which has been, written in so many books, so many other inscriptions have that. And my friend who is laughing, Mr. Rajashekhar, I wish he was brave enough to accept that he belongs to the DMK ideology before he started speaking and started giving out certificates to judges.
No.
Sir, let me finish. You can take out your frustration later on. Let me finish, sir, please. Shivani, the message of the opposition is clear, that Hindus cannot profess their faith in this particular country, and one particular religion will get veto over Hindus every time they try to profess their faith. As simple as that. In 1947, India was divided on Islamic lines, where the Muslims got two nations, which is Pakistan and Bangladesh, and in India, they got special rights. And let me put it straight as well, that it is not the Muslims who have a problem with this particular issue. It is the political parties that want to use Muslim as vote bank. those who have a issue with this particular judgment. I have not seen even a single nationalist Muslim coming on TV and saying that, this lamp should not be lit on that particular hill. Nobody has a problem with it. The only people that have a problem with this particular thing is the India Alliance, which is
Here's
Congress
Harit, I have never been to Tamil Nadu in his life.
and Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray, because they want to radicalize a section of the society. They want to portray that their tradition or their faith is in danger, and they want to consolidate that particular vote bank
Okay.
and get it
The Tamil
to
Nadu
them.
people.
As simple as that.
What?
Harsh,
And so-
what I'm also reminded of today, and I think people have drawn this analogy correctly, is that there is a difference in which secularism, quote unquote, is espoused by certain parties in India. When it came to the Waqf Act and when it came to the provision of Waqf by user, even though you don't have property rights, you don't have property documents, just on the basis that for 30, 40 years, some property was, declared or used as Waqf, which is that it was used for religious or charitable reasons, it was enough to declare that property Waqf. Opposition had no problem with that. But today they are saying that there was a 100-year-old pillar. 100 years ago, maybe that pillar was lit, but it hasn't been lit for 100 years. So today you have to prove us your
2,000-year-old
practice.
2,000-year-old practice.
So
not
why
100.
this discrepancy in how you look at Hindu rituals, Hindu faith? Let's say it is the devotee's faith that this was sacred, this was a sacred lamp, and it hurts nobody else. I still keep asking, who is this hurting? Is this creating any legal boundary for anybody else? No. Then why this difference in the way you treat religious rights for any other community versus the Hindus? This case has become a test example of that.
This
Harsh
is not,
first.
Shivani.
I'll come to you, sir.
Shivani,
Sir, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'll come to you. Harsh, 30 seconds.
Shivani.
Sir, after that,
Shivani,
Harsh,
there is-
Harsh only.
Shivani, there is one question that needs to be asked. Wherever there are Hindu temples, why do dargahs appear in those places itself? The question should not be on the lamp and the pole that they are talking about. The question should be on the 100-year-old dargah. How did it come up on a sacred place of Hindus? That hill is sacred
built
for
by a
Hindus.
Hindu.
It is part of the Hindu tradition from last 2000 years. Where did it come from? And why only sacred places of Hindus are targeted and these dargahs come up overnight? I've seen in Delhi, wherein like a road is constructed and 2 years later we find that a
Okay.
dargah has come up over there. Like
Okay.
who was praying over there and who constructed that particular dargah in middle
No,
of the
it
road?
is
The road has
known that
already been
Sikandar,
constructed.
that it is named after the one-time ruler of Madurai. He went up to the hill and it was
No.
spent his last
conquered?
days in that
Who had
spot, which is
killed
why
a
the
lot of
dargah
Hindus?
was. Yeah, no, again, I can't go into his antecedents. That's a separate matter, his character or his actions. But that was the history of this dargah. I'm saying, let's say the dargah exists. There is no problem. There's demarcation of what is dargah land. There is demarcation of what is Hindu land or temple land.
This
This
land
Deepam
belongs to
is
Hindus.
on temple land. There is no land
Temple.
claim. There is no community at loggerheads. Why make this case some sort of a testament to your secularism? There is no test of
And Muslims
secularism.
do not
here.
have a problem, surprisingly.
Okay, C. Rajashekharan, 30 seconds, sir. I have to take final comments.
Shivani, see, the BJP has no stakes in Tamil Nadu. Now they have caught hold of this temple issue, this Tiruparankundram Hill temple issue, and they are trying their maximum to blow it out of proportion. And you guys are supporting this issue without knowing the consequences and the impact the people of Tamil Nadu are going to give it back. Because, see, I'll tell you. Yeah, I can hear you. See, I'll tell you, in Tirupati, next you will go to Tirupati. Again, you will come to Tiruvannamalai. So, this is a scheme being played out by BJP
Okay.
to politicize and polarize the votes. It is not the Hindus, Muslims, Christians are happy living together in the
Okay,
state of
I
Tamil
take your
Nadu.
point, but
See,
we are first
I'll
of
tell
all
you.
discussing
See,
this
if
issue
you-
because an impeachment of a judge has been moved, and I think it is fair
That
enough
has
for the
nothing to do
media
with this issue.
to cover this issue because it has led to the motion being moved of impeachment, which is a rarity in any case. Secondly, this case has only become big because the government refused to follow a court order, went to the High Court, did
No,
not
the
get
court-
relief,
the
then
judge-
tried to
the
go to the
refused to
Supreme Court,
understand
did
the
not
question.
get the listing.
No,
So
no,
please don't
no,
put
no,
it on
no.
us. The stakes have been escalated by those on ground, not by the media.
No, I'll tell you. Shivani, the judge, in discussion, the conversation which we are now going on in this debate, the judge in question should have recused from hearing this matter because there is a division bench order earlier.
Okay,
So
all
judge
right. I
has
take your
shown
view, sir. I take your view. I have to
openly.
take final comments from Narayan Tirupati. Sir, 30 seconds and then Salim last.
See, Shivani, after that, it went to the division bench also. Two judges upheld the same judgment. And for your information, these people, no, every time, suddenly Kanimuri came and said that is only a survey stone. Now today, Rajasekhar says, ASA has given some certificate. Where did ASA give? It is not a ASA site. Without ASA site, how ASA site can say that it is not a Deepathoon. So these people are trying to create WhatsApp messages, trying to bring their own imaginations, and they are doing.
Okay.
It is very clear, Shivani. Only two things. Number one, this appeasement of minorities. Number two, DMK and its allies are known for anti-Brahmin thing. And they want to target this judge because he is a Brahmin, and also he has given
He has
a verdict in
espoused,
favor of Hindus.
Okay, he has espoused Hindu ideology. Salim Daru, Salim.
No.
See,
This is
DMK
not.
party
This
is not
this
against
comment
any
is very.
religions. It only looks for
very,
equality. For example, my Advocate General of my government is a Brahmin appointed by the DMK government. So we are not against. But
When you can go and
equality
say
for
the
all.
Supreme Court that this man is supporting Brahmin,
I didn't interrupt in your
I
time.
have all the right
I
to
didn't
say that.
interrupt you during my. I didn't
Okay,
interrupt
have
you.
all the
let
right
him
to
speak.
say that.
Salim only,
See,
please.
my
Yes,
timing
30
is unfair,
seconds.
Shivani. So basically, there can't be any minority appeasement in Tamil Nadu because we don't see people as minority and majorities. It is only the Tamil identity. Hindus, Muslims, and Christians are all the same. If you grow up in Tamil Nadu, you know it. If I require the Harish to come and stay in Tamil Nadu for a month and see how harmoniously we live in Tamil Nadu, it may look very alien to them because probably where he grows up, the hate speech is appreciated here. It is completely about. The Hindus celebrate Muslim festivals, Muslims celebrate Hindu festivals. That's how I grew up.
Okay.
Right? Though my mothers and father are both devout Hindus, but we used to celebrate Christmas and Ramzan. And
Tamil Nadu
we
is
never
as much
learned
as
to
my
we
homeland
never
as it
learned to
is yours.
discern
Which
the
is
Hindus
why
and
You are an
Muslims.
Indian
I was
citizen.
I never learned
wondering
to
why
discern the
you were
Hindus
so
and Muslims.
worried that this case, just lighting of that
Because
lamp will somehow inflame communal passions, despite the
Because
fact that
BJP has,
Tamil Nadu is the land of great
because
communal
BJP has a
harmony.
president. Because BJP has a president. What happened in 90s North India?
Huh.
Ayodhya was raped, communal disharmony.
Okay.
Tens
Are you
of
giving
thousands
them
people
too much
died.
credit by suggesting that they can do in Tamil Nadu what they
I'm not giving
managed in
them
Uttar
credit. I'm not
Pradesh?
giving them credit. I don't want communal disharmony and tens of thousands of people should die
Oh,
like they did in
okay.
Uttar Pradesh
I have to
and
move
Madhya
on.
Pradesh.
I do thank you both, all of our guests for joining us.